been a certain way, but underneath the hood is a lot of chaos and pain and sadness and anxiety, hormonal dysregulation, but often once again bear that alone. Number 3, to have great difficulty with your daily life. Statistics. There are some things in life, like I've talked about, I can do this. I can see my clients.
Cheers to you, creative friend. I hope you're doing well out there today. I wanted to come on and talk to you about something that I've been thinking about. I'm working on my Christmas series. There's some clips in this video they'll probably show before this, so you'll know that that's what I'm doing. I'm still working on Christmas, even though it is the 30th of December. I've decided to stick with the Christmas journals and finish them this time instead of tucking them away and coming back to them, because I forget what I'm doing when I do that, and I have so many others that I'm wanting to get to as well. So I'm going to stay the course and continue with my Christmas series, even though it's going to go into January. And I have the signatures finished. Oop, I have so much stuff. My table is always just a bit of a mess. But anyway, I have my 3 signatures here ready for the journal, and I'm working on covering it with fabric. And I made myself some notes because whenever I start talking, this always happened to me on my job when I had to speak in public, and it happens to me on camera. It happens to me really anytime I go to try to get what's in here to come out here. I get all confused and tongue-tied, and maybe that's what I'm just thinking what I need to be doing is just thinking about, I'm just talking one-on-one to you. So maybe I can relax and not be so nervous and remember what I'm trying to say, just in case. I made myself a few notes. The other day I saw a comment and it said, if you use pre-made washi tape that you buy at the store, then you are cheating. And when I first started out with my channel, and before that with junk journaling, I've been making junk journals for about a year before I started my channel, and I had been scrapbooking for at that time 20, we'll just say 20 years, maybe a little bit more, and I've been journaling as long as I can remember. And I just kind of organically started combining my journaling with my scrapbooking and was doing this hybrid type of thing. And then I found out it was called junk journaling, and so that's how I fell in love with the community of junk journaling, and then I started my channel. But one of the things that I love so much, and I would talk about in the beginning quite a bit, is that there aren't any rules and you can do it however you want to. There are so many different ways to make journals. You can do hardcover journals, which I tend to gravitate towards. You can do soft cover journals. You can make them out of really anything that you can think of. You can make a journal out of it. You could even do it out of wood if you wanted to, little thin pieces of wood. You can make it out of cereal boxes, puzzle boxes, which I've done before. and you can use whatever you want to make it. Some people think you should use all junk, and that's perfectly fine. Whatever, floats your boat. That's what I feel like we should be doing. And I've learned, especially over the past couple of years, that when we tell ourselves that it's a pass or fail when we're creating, and we tell ourselves there's a correct way to do it and a wrong way to do it, then we shrink into something less than what we would normally be. And so then we are becoming the version of what someone else thinks is acceptable, or our art becomes, or our creation becomes what we think someone else would find acceptable. And comments like that, which that's not the first time I've heard comments like that, and I don't know what is meant by the comment, but to say it's cheating if you use pre-made washi tape, it does imply some judgment there about that. And I am just not doing that anymore in my life or in my journals, which I never did in my junk journals. I do what I think is right for me, and sometimes other people agree and sometimes they don't, and that's just part of it. When you're creating, sometimes people will resonate with that and sometimes they won't. But I know I've come to believe that people do create rules so that they can feel certain, and that they can feel that they're doing things correctly, and that is a societal pressure. And I understand that the world, out there in the world, there are critics, and there are people who say, oh, that's junk and that's rubbish, that's not art, and oh, this is art and that is not. And I understand that exists, but when we're creating to share on our little corner of YouTube or a Facebook page or an Instagram page, I don't know why we have to follow any rules or think that we're cheating if we decide to use all brand new things for our junk journals. I don't know that you have to call it a junk journal. I call mine legacy journals, but I also call them junk journals because that's the common language, and that's how people will find the channel, and that's how the community can grow. I know that if I just use the term legacy journals, which I have at times before, it narrows down so much that people would not even find the channel. And it's far exceeded my expectations. We're almost at 550 subscribers, and I'm so happy that you're here. And if you're new, thank you for being here. I hope that you'll stick around for a while. I'd love to have you, and I'm happy to have you. When I first started the channel, my initial goal was to connect with one person out there in the world who would be interested in what I had to offer. In my life, I have not found that many people who are interested in this, and I found YouTube is a great way to connect with other people, and it's just far exceeded my expectations. I just never in my wildest dreams thought that I would have a little channel with 540 subscribers, and I will continue to show up with my same mentality of there are no rules, and I share what I do, and I share what works for me, and there are no rules, just to show up with the courage to be who you are. And in the beginning, I wasn't afraid of doing journals wrong or junk journals wrong, but I was afraid of doing YouTube wrong, and I have done YouTube wrong, and I continue to get it wrong many times. In fact, this is me trying to get this video right, because I don't pay attention to the background noise. I'm so used to it. And I made the whole video, and there was this loud noise in the back. And I do that a lot. I'll make a video and then I'll be editing it, and I'll hear the noise and think, oh my gosh, how did I completely miss that? And so I'm still learning all the time about that part of YouTube, and I don't have the special equipment. I don't have a microphone, which I think I could certainly use, and I might do that at some point. But I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to connect with you. I appreciate you so much this time that we spend together. We're about to embark on the new year. 2026 is just, 2 days away now? And I don't have any big goals to share with you. I don't have any big goals. That's why I don't have any to share with you. I just want to keep showing up, creating my journals, my creativity in the way that works for me, and encouraging you to create and engage with your creativity in the way it works for you. And whatever you choose to use for your projects and your journals, that's the right way. And when you feel like sharing your process and how you show up without rules and do what works for you, then you help someone else to feel a little more free to do that too. And let's keep creating together with freedom, no rules, and a little bit more kindness towards ourselves. Thanks for being here. I hope to see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.